So let's talk about all of the varieties of beads that you can actually work with for really interesting effects. We already looked at the science or bead sizes. And for example, if you combine different bead sizes, you can get really interesting effects. This particular bracelet combines size 15s, the really small ones, in these areas here. And then the puffy pillows are actually made from size 11s. So here you have a lot of variation just from combining two different bead sizes in a stitch. Outside of these different seed beads though, which are normally round, you can also have what's called delica beads. These are square, meaning while they're still round along the side, the profile is actually not round everywhere, but like a small little barrel. And so these beads are really great if you want to have very clear patterns and very clear effects. And so for making bracelets like this, delica beads are actually a really good choice. Then there's beads where we actually get away from the round shape and, for example, we go square. Or triangle. Or drop shape. Or really, really long. These are called bugle beads. And so all of these beads are really having very particular properties and give you very different fabric effects. These beads, for example, have a hole through them, but it's offside. So they kind of hang like a little drop. And they can make really, really great accent beads. For example, this bracelet was done with drop beads or magatama beads to reinforce the little points here. Square beads again give you more of a mosaic or tile feel, like for example in this bracelet that's been done with small squares. Triangle beads can give you really interesting textures and effects. For example, this bracelet was done with triangle beads in different colors, and you can see sometimes you can see the bottom part of the triangle and sometimes you can see the narrow top. And so it makes for very varied kind of texture in this particular bead fabric. You can also use triangles with other beads, for example, to have interesting effects where on this side, basically you can see all of the bottom parts of the gold triangles. And on this side, you can see all the bottom parts of the green triangles. And so you can actually make bracelets that can kind of shift color depending on which side you're wearing and which side the triangles are facing. Then there's beads that are actually not just having one hole through them, but multiple holes. So for example, these here are triangles that have two holes through them. See, going in on the side and then coming out at the bottom with two holes. Then there's beads called tila beads. They actually are flat, like little tiles, and again they have two holes through them. And for example, this bracelet was made with tila beads, and you can see each of them has two beads coming out here where the holes are. So you can make a very interesting effect with those. And then there's also beads that are called duo beads. They kind of look a little bit like squished little UFOs. Again, they have two holes going through them. And so they're really great for star-shaped patterns, for example, like this one here. So you definitely want to look at different shapes, different sizes, and try to experiment and really learn some of the properties of different beads so you can go for different accents and you kind of find out which particular bead technique really brings out the strengths of all of these different kinds of types. And again, I don't even have all as many as they're out there in the market. There's probably dozens and dozens of different shapes, different hole sizes, and a lot of variations. So go wild and experiment as much as you can.